Welcome everybody back to the channel. We're back with the COVID-19 series. So as you saw from our last video, we taught you how to wash that. So now that everything's clean and you've probably got a bit more time on your hands, now it's probably a good time to start going through your bike and just seeing the things that need to be maintained. I've been riding this back tyre for quite a bit of time and it's looking a bit worn. So it's probably time that I change it, and that's what we're going to go through today. I will show you how to change a tubeless tyre, how to replace sealant, and yeah, hope you enjoy. Okay, on the onset you will be needing definitely some tyre sealant. I have Squirt's tyre sealant here with bead block technology. You will need an Allen key to get your back wheel off, or if you've got a quick release you don't really need that. You will need a set of tyre levers to get the tyre off, some form of measuring cup for your sealant. I have a scale because I weigh the amount of sealant that I put into a bicycle tyre. Not a necessity, but I like to keep things as accurate as possible. If you're replacing your tyre, you're obviously going to need your new tyre, and you'll need a towel for the next step that we're about to take into consideration. And then finally you will be needing a pump, preferably a floor pump or a compressor if you have one. Although not a necessity, I'd highly recommend you wash the inside of the tyre out. During the molding process that tyres are made, there is a releasing agent that's used to stop the tyre from sticking to the inside of the mold. And this can affect the tyre sealant and prevent it from doing its job correctly. So I would recommend that you wash the inside of the tyre out before you do this process. As I'm doing here, and then make sure that you also dry it off correctly. Cool, so now you want to get your back wheel off your bike, or in my case my back wheel, in your case whichever tyre you're going to be changing. So first of all, engage your clutch on your derailleur if you have one. Release the quick release or the through axle. Cool. Now you want to let all the air out of your tyre. To speed up this process, I'm going to just remove the lock quickly. Good. Now that all the air is out of the tyre, you need to try de-seat the tyre. Cool. Work your way around the wheel and move the tyre into the center of the rim. There's a bit of an indentation, as you can see there, and by working the bead into that, you loosen up the tyre and allow you to get it off the rim. Cool, now you're going to want to take your tyre levers. Starting at the valve, you take your tyre lever, put it under the one side of the tyre bead, push down, and that pops it off the side of the rim. Take your next tyre lever and do the same, and then you can just work your way around and your tyres. So now that you've got your tyre off, I need to put the tyre back on. Now, always ensure that the tyre is going in the right direction. As you can see, on the side of the tyre, there's usually a rotation sign, which tells you in which direction the tyre is going to be rotating. So this tyre rotates in this direction, my wheel faces forward in this direction, and so we can install the tyre. Okay, once you've got to this point, just take your tyre lever and work the tyre, the one side of the bead, onto the rim. Just like that. Cool. Now that the tyre is ready for us to put the sealant in, you're going to want to measure out your sealant. Now before you do this, make sure to shake this quite vigorously, as some settling can occur. Now, personally, I find that I've worked out for my own needs, and because I do this fairly regularly, I put 80 grams of sealant in per tyre. 80 to 100 grams. I'll put 80 grams in this time around. So I like to measure this out to be as precise as possible. I'm going to have to do this in 2 takes because I know that this container only takes around 40 mils, or 40 grams, as is evident by that. And you're going to want to put it into your tyre like that. I'd also just recommend following the instructions on the side of your bottle, depending on how much you're going to be needing. Okay, it's a little bit over 40, but 10 grams didn't hurt anyway. Cool. And the final step with the squirt sealant is the block technology, which I'm going to put in now. This requires just a little cap of this. And that goes in there and will help seal any holes that get developed. Cool, now that that's done, we're going to try seat the other side of the tyre. Now we're starting from the bottom to make sure that you haven't leaked any of the sealant on the floor. Just start slowly working your way up the tyre. Until such times as you get to here. And now I shall be using a tyre lever to seat the rest of the tyre. Cool, now that the tyre is on, take your floor pump and just ensure that your valve is covered on both sides by the tyre. And before you start pumping, try to squeeze the tyre into that center dimple of your rim, because that helps with the sealing process and pumping up the tyre. Cool. Now that sound might be a bit scary at first, but it's perfectly normal. It happens when the rim and the tyres and the tyre seat into each other. And there's one more coming in. Cool. And the last step is to put the valve back in. A bit of a wipe down with your towel that you had earlier from washing it. And it's all good to go. Cool, so if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up and a like. Hit that notification button and share it with your friends, because it helps keep the channel alive and helps us keep giving you content like this. I'm going to put my bike back together now, and yeah, hopefully I can go hit the trails pretty soon once the lockdown's over.